So yeah, I figured I should make this video now that we know Shaggy is William Afton.
Are you challenging me?
But for real though, you guys know my thoughts on William now, but let's talk about why he at least was once an amazing villain. William Afton, the man who always comes back, even when he's not exactly wanted. Security breach. But nonetheless, he at least at one point was a compelling villain. The legendary purple guy, the man behind the slaughter. And just letting you know, I'll slaughter you if you don't subscribe. So, you know, I think that'd be best, personally. But if you haven't watched any of the previous episodes on why Blank is an amazing villain, I'm going to be ranking William Afton on 3 separate categories. Connection to hero, backstory/reasoning for villainy, and presence. Before we start, I just want you to know that these are my opinions, and not facts, obviously. So without further ado, let's get started. So this one is going to be weird, because there isn't really a specified hero in Fnaf, but the closest thing that we can get to is Michael Afton, William's son. William killed kids to try and bring back his lost children, Elizabeth and the Crying Child, using Remnant to experiment and bring them back. Michael just wants his dad to stop, as he fully understands the monster of a man William has become. So Michael follows in William's footsteps essentially, going from sister location to Freddy Fazbear's pizza place just to eventually team up with Henry and put William and his tortured creations to rest in a very well-written and poetic ending. Until it got fucked up later on, but that's besides the point! He had a great connection to Hero because his acts of villainy to bring back his family pushed his remaining family away until they found out what he was and then stopped him. So I'm ranking his connection to Hero a 7. I think it's a great connection, but I feel like I need to be critical here because there isn't, technically speaking, a hero in the franchise. As I stated earlier, William Afton kills and uses Remnant to try and bring back his children. But let me be clear, he killed kids way before he lost any of his own. Eventually he did it to experiment with Remnant and bring them back, but the thing is, William Afton is genuinely a monster. He killed kids for sport and sick pleasure before he did it for any arguable reason like bringing his kids back, which in my eyes makes him an even better villain, because on the surface he seems like you could almost sympathize with him as a mourning father, but the reason for both his kids passing is because of his sickening interests long before anything ever happened to him, making him just plain and simply pure evil, and also giving him a 9.2 on backstory, because I think he is just honestly a really good villain, with a complex justification for his actions, but a simple reality to them. He is sick. Okay, so this one is different compared to the rest of the villains that I've reviewed so far, because his presence is the animatronics. It's literally his victims. Everything that tries to kill you in all the games has been killed by William Afton, and with small mini-games you're told bits and pieces of the murder, causing an overwhelming sense of curiosity as just who this guy is. Which also puts a level of interest towards him as a villain, as he has somehow avoided all of the animatronics so far, and it makes you think about just how good of a killer he has to be. But it ends with William himself becoming what he doomed his victims to become, and later on, being doomed to the largest pit of hell after being burned alive again. So I'm going to rate his presence a 9.4, because he had the entire internet for years desperately trying to figure out who he was, becoming one of the biggest questions on the internet, until it was finally revealed he was Shaggy.